Hello everybody on my YouTube channel, my friends, old colleagues, people who just are bored and watching YouTube videos and stuff. This is my movie room. This is my shelf full of DVDs I collected ever since I graduated high school. A lot of people think I'm a big movie fanatic. Old friends used to think that I was crazy about movies, and well, I guess I was. My father raised me going to the dollar movies and such, and I had a lot of good times. But over the years I stopped caring about Hollywood, and I realized there's just living life without television is probably the best thing you could do for yourself. But for some reason I just feel like talking about old movies I enjoyed as a child and such. So I want to talk about some movies. So here's my shelf. Here's my little anime figures from my dance game friends. I have Dance Dance Revolution Disney Mix. Got In the Groove, Dance Dance Max 2, Dance Dance Revolution, Beat Mania, Pump It Up, DDRX, and everything you could think of for my dance game buddies. But today we're going to talk about movies and some films I really enjoyed. A lot of you probably seen them because they're very popular. But if you haven't seen these movies at all, I would advise you to see them because you might have a good time watching them. And I mainly like action flicks, and that's just me. So down here are some movies I collected over the years. And I guess I'm going to talk about a film that I really liked. And I discovered this movie as a child, and I really loved it. Well, I don't like to say love, but I liked it. And the first movie I'm going to talk about is The Professional. And this is a movie I really don't get tired of seeing it. Every time I watch it, I get into it. And Gary Oldman is a very good actor. He plays good villains. This has a very good story in it. Natalie Portman as a child. It's an action movie. A lot of mystery and twists. The Professional is a very good movie. For those who haven't seen it, it's on my top list of favorite movies. Another movie I really enjoy is American History X. It's a really good movie by Edward Norton, the kid from Terminator 2. I forget his name. But American History X is a good drama, very entertaining. Good acting, tells a very good story. It's one of those movies that I remembered over the years growing up. It's a movie I never really get tired of either. And for those who like the new Mad Max, I am a fan of the original Mad Max. The first one, this movie I think it's an Australian film. Mel Gibson was like in his 20s when he came out in the original Mad Max. I like the new Mad Max, but the original, it's a classic, and maybe some people won't like it, but I was very fond of it, and I was a fan of the first Transporter. That's a pretty good movie. I like the action in it. So if you haven't seen this movie, the first Transporter, I got it on Blu-ray. It's a pretty entertaining movie, a lot of action. Another movie I recently just saw barely is Life of Pi. I really liked this movie. It was a really good movie. I watched it like 2 times. I really liked Life of Pi. Life of PP. Yeah. Okay. And I have so many movies, as you can tell, but I've been collecting movies ever since I graduated. And I usually go for the cheap ones or flea markets or whatever. I have a lot of video games up there. mainly PlayStation 3. But the next movie, a Stallone movie that I actually like, and I like a lot of corny movies from Stallone, like Demolition Man, Cobra, but Cliffhanger is just one of those movies that it really stands out from most of Stallone's movies. It's different, and it tells her, just the action, and it's great. And I saw this movie in the theater when I was a kid, and it was pretty awesome. Another movie that's pretty good with Al Pacino and Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro, Heat. It's a pretty good movie. A lot of action about bank robbers and police cops and story and a drama that, you know, if you like action movies, machine guns, Al Pacino, if you are looking for a good Al Pacino movie, watch Heat when you're bored. You might like it. Another movie you should watch during the Christmas time, The Reindeer Games with Ben. This is probably like the only Ben Affleck movie I like. And what's his name? Gary Sinise comes out and he plays a very good villain. I recommend this movie. It's one of my favorites. It has good action. It's not a movie that you hear about a lot, but it might be a little corny, but I like it. What else do I got here? And here's an Illuminati movie, The Skulls, about secret societies. Got this at a flea market for like $1. Some guy, older man, was selling it and he didn't want it. I bought some of his comic books and he gave it to me for $1. And this movie is pretty interesting. I think it's Paul Walker's very first movie, and you know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories behind it, which are probably true for those who are skeptical. But it's a very good movie. It's, I think it's what is it? What company is it sponsored by? I forget. Universal Pictures, but yeah, The Skulls. It's a pretty entertaining movie if you've never seen it. And yes, I like the original RoboCop. Will always be better. I really like the original RoboCop. And another movie I really liked, the original Terminator. I have it on DVD. The original Terminator that started it all is a very good movie. I like science fiction movies a lot. And another science fiction collection that I have. Excuse my language. Stuttering. I really like the Alien series. I mainly like I'm not too keen on the last Aliens, but if you ever, I know they sell this collection around. I got it at, I think I got it at Target on sale. I like Aliens Part 2. Aliens 3 is pretty entertaining, a lot of curse words, but overall, you know, you're looking for some science fiction fun, you never heard of Aliens, you should check it out. I was a fan of Immortals. For those who haven't seen this movie, it's a pretty good movie. It could be a one-time movie. You watch it and you'll be entertained for a night. Alright, still got a lot to show, so maybe I'll make a part 2 to this. I'm a fan of Troy with Brad Pitt. That was a very good movie. I love the fight scene with Brad Pitt and Hector. That was a pretty epic. If there's any Johnny Depp movies I like, Blow. That's a pretty entertaining movie. I like it. And I'll continue this in part 2. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Have a good night.